Hey everybody, it's James. This is the ComedyPreneur Show, and today I want to bring to you guys a guy who's just amazing. This is going to be a ComedyPreneur, clean comedy podcast kind of crossover. There's no Luke here today, but it's going to be me interviewing somebody, and I think I want to share it with everybody on the Queen Comedy podcast and ComedyPreneur Show, just because honestly, this is amazing. This guy is the epitome of a comedypreneur. He took his comedic idea of an animated show and brought it to life. You know what I'm saying? He invested the time, the energy, the money, the hard work, the sweat, the grit, all those things. So I have a great episode for you guys. It's the very funny, very talented, very amazing Jared Johnson. Thank you guys. Here we go. Hey, everybody, it's James. Welcome to the ComedyPreneur Show. Today, I have an amazing guest. This guy might be one of the smartest people I've ever met. He's super intelligent, came up with a whole concept and idea himself, been self-funding it. This is what I'm talking about when I say comedypreneur. Self-funding it, doing it all himself. We're going to get into this. Please welcome the very talented, the very smart Jared Johnson. Welcome, sir.
Okay, welcome to you too, James.
So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into what you do. I didn't tell anybody, but you are an animator and a show creator. And tell us kind of your background and stuff.
Okay, well, I don't really have any kind of background in animation. I just mostly just self-taught. To tell you the truth, I actually didn't really animate the show. I did attempt to animate the show many years ago, but it was a much hard work. It was a lot of hard work. So I eventually found like other people to help me with that, and I formed like a kind of a team to help me with the entire thing. I can't do this whole show by myself, so I got people like James to help me write, and along with other voice actors and a storyboard artist, and someone to make the music.
But you had an idea.
Yeah.
You had an idea, and you put your energy and time and money into it.
Yes, I thought the idea of yes.
And it's a great show. I'm actually going to link everything in this as well so people can get it. And you have a Patreon to support the show. Tell us about the show.
Okay, well, the show is basically about a dachshund named Bruno who tries to be the most popular dog in his dog park. He's kind of like put in the background. But so he tries to do like these crazy different schemes in order to get himself noticed, but it doesn't really ever work out very well. And he kind of ropes his other friend Maxwell, the terrier mix, into it.
I love Maxwell. That he might have been my favorite character to actually write because he's like the boo-boo to the Yogi there in that situation. If anybody's,
yeah, I like Maxwell too. Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. And so what's your plan or what's your process for that? How'd you get this idea started? Like, how did you come up with it? How did you start producing and creating and all that stuff?
Okay, so originally I did like I'm not sure if you heard of the Buckles comic strips.
No.
I actually have the book here. I don't know if you've seen them before.
Oh, cool. No, I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite comic strips, and it doesn't really get a lot of attention because you like Garfield and Peanuts have all like shows and stuff. But this strip never had a show or anything. So I tried to do like maybe a little show of it. It wasn't animated or anything. It was just like moving pictures. It's probably on YouTube still somewhere.
Okay.
Maybe I'll link it to you eventually to see if I can show you to it. But eventually, I only did like 2 episodes really, and then eventually I kind of thought about doing my own original thing. Like at first, like this was supposed to take the V.I.P. takes place in Buckles' universe, but eventually it evolved into its own thing. And that's where I came up with the idea there.
And then you went from there to creating the characters for V.I.P. and then creating the idea and writing did you write the first script too? Because that's the one I saw.
Yeah, I wrote I wrote the scripts except you wrote one script that I still haven't done yet. But I got like 3 scripts already done. The second one I'm doing now, and a third one I'm working on as well in the background.
That's awesome. And then what's your process through this? Do you just have an idea for an episode, kind of flesh it out, then write the script, then go to the animator? Or is there and then how long from ideation to full production does it take?
Okay, so I just think of some ideas in my head first, and then I go ahead and write the script for it. just making sure it's right, and then I have you look over it and improve on it and such. And then I send it over to, if there's like new characters involved, I have a character designer that designs the characters, and then I let the storyboard artist take the script I wrote to and convert it into like a bunch of images, and then I edit it to make, and then I make like what's called an animatic, which is where I take like the strips, like the storyboard, and put in like a sequence, kind of like how it's gonna look in the final product, and then that's why I give to the animators so that they know how to know where to animate and such. And
Wow.
then eventually, and then eventually, they they're finished with that. I put it together. I put all the sounds and everyone's voices, and then that's pretty much how the episodes are made there.
That's a lot of work. How long does that take? That whole
Oh,
process for one episode?
okay. Ideally, if I had like unlimited funds, it'd probably be like 2 months or so. At the maybe the fastest like about 2 months, but it might be like 3 or 4 depending on how I funded it, everything, or about where how I get the money for each individual product. Because I pay like each individual person to do each process, and it's a lot of a long process there. So it's,
Yeah.
I say about the fastest is about 2 months, and normally maybe about I say 3, 4-ish months, something like that.
So if we got you some patrons, if some people started liking the show, you could get it produced a little faster, have episodes coming out quicker and quicker, every couple months or so.
Yeah, ideally I would like that. Yes, that's hopefully that's the plan.
Yeah, and that's a great show. I mean, I'm like I said, I'll link it in here so that everybody can see it. It's one of those things that is just it's amazing to see somebody take their idea, their creation, and put it out in the world because too often many of us wait for someone else to come along and make our idea or make our dream come true. But you're doing it. You're doing the hustle, and I know it's not easy at all. You're doing the hustle. You're putting in the work, and you have a day job too. I would guess, or maybe not during this time frame, but maybe.
Yeah, I do have a day job, yes, and that's how it helps fund the show. Yes.
Yeah, so you do your day job, then you come home and work on this stuff, and then it's a constant grind. And if you don't want to say, what is your day job? Is it related to animation or any of this kind of stuff, comedy, any of those things?
Sadly, no. Funny enough, I was trying to do more of a technical job like programming, but I'm still currently looking for something like that now. But no, currently I work at like a Walmart right now, just trying to wait until I can go back to school and eventually get back to doing like more like technological stuff, really.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, you're grinding and putting in the work and stuff to do this. I mean, and you've learned a lot of it yourself. You've pushed forward yourself. You've done it yourself. I think that's the big thing. That's what I keep telling people is to be a comedypreneur, to be one of those people who takes what they're doing now and move it forward. Work hard. I'm a big Kevin Hart fan. I don't know about you, if you are or not.
Kevin Howard, he's okay, I guess. I don't watch too much of his stuff, but yeah, he's all right. I understand. Yeah.
But he has a quote that says, "Everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to put in the work." And I think I mean, you're putting in the work right now, even though it's hard, it's not easy, and you're grinding, you're still doing it.
Yeah, it's not easy and not cheap at all. but it just takes patience. Eventually, I'll get it out. I know it's just takes there's a lot of time, mostly with other people doing their processes and such. I had to
Yeah.
for that. Yeah.
What is your goal ideally? Do you want to have a streaming service like a Netflix or like a Cartoon Network, or do you want to do it all yourself and be delivering it through your own site with more cartoons and more animated series, stuff like that?
Oh, geez. I mean, I would love for someone to pick this up, but I don't know. I'm not sure if it'll get really that big. Ideally, I like to be like something on YouTube mostly, and maybe if this gets really really big, then maybe I could sell it off.
Yeah, and I mean, I think your first episode has a lot of. Let me see, it has quite a bit of views. I mean, that the first episode has 14,000 views on YouTube. That's a lot. That's not anything to shake a stick at.
Yeah.
So I mean, the potential is there. Hopefully, we can get you more. You get more subscribers to your channel, get more stuff out there. I think that's the thing. And then with Patreon, what does the patron get if they sign up for Patreon with you?
Okay, so like the lower tiers, they get to see like the behind the scenes stuff. I try not to show too much of like the background or everything. I do show a little bit to show what I'm doing, but I think if they sign up for the Patreon, they could see like the whole thing, like all my storyboards, all the little animation pieces that's been done. And then for the larger patrons, what I like to do is like if they have like a dog character or some other character they want on the show, then I go ahead and write an episode involving them, either as a small cameo or if they pay like if the bigger Patreons can have like an episode dedicated to that character.
Wow. And what's the range for that then? From the lower tier to the higher tier? What's the higher tier to get if I want to get my cat or my dog or whatever character I have in there? What's that gonna run?
Okay, so right now I think I can set up like a special so where that they could pay like I think last I remember maybe it was like 30 30 or $40 a month. I have to look at it and see, but it was something like that.
Wow, to get your own character in a cartoon, that's awesome, man. I would definitely be down to do something. I should do that with my cat. I love my cat. I would love to get him in a cartoon. And then
We rewrite characters in there already. I see your script. You already had added characters in there, so actually you could already do that. But I don't know. That's up to you.
well, no, what character I had was the cat that we wanted to put in there. That was like teasing them and stuff or whatever. That was
Oh yeah. I thought that character up. I wanted her in the show.
That's a good character.
Yeah.
And then and you don't have to tell us, but if someone wanted to do this to make their own cartoon, what are they looking at financially? What's the kind of financial investment? Are we looking at 5 figures, 6 figures, 4 figures, like a couple $100? Like, what's the real process for this? Because I've never done any animation stuff, honestly. Like, not made animation. I've written animation, obviously.
I wasn't sure how to start either. I did, like I said, I tried to use like software like Toon Boom to animate it myself, but it's a too extensive process, and my drawing skills aren't that big. I mean, I do it in as a hobby, but I'm not that good yet. So I did look into finding like different. It depends. I guess it depends on who you get as an animator. There's like sites like Fiverr that has a lot of different animation service, but it just depends on the right kind of style. There's like a lot of styles there that I didn't care for, and I think I found one, but I didn't like the price range. I think it was like I don't remember what it was, like 2000. Yeah, I think like 2000 or so for like the whole entire thing.
Wow.
So I think maybe it depends. I'd say like for the animation part, I'd say maybe around over $1,000 or so. I found like one that was pretty cheap, I think. So I think it runs you about 1,000, and then like you have backgrounds that run more like recently. For the first one, it was like 700 for like all the backgrounds, so it could be a lot. It can already reach about 2,000, but
wow.
I work with them to pay like for pieces of it. So maybe if you're lucky enough to find someone who can do it in pieces, you can probably do it for like way less than that, but it'll take maybe a little longer. But yeah, at least then that way it could be more affordable. So I'd say about like $2,000 or so to get it like animated and such.
So
And that's not including like the other processes, but some of them
voice
are,
actors, all that stuff.
yeah. Well, the actors aren't that bad, really. The storyboard's the second worst. It'd be like 2,000 or 3,000 for like taking the script and putting it into a storyboard.
So you sure invested a couple $1,000s into each episode just to get one episode made.
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what, my hats are off to you because being a writer, it's easy. As long as I have something to write on, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like I can be creative. And even when I go do stand up, I just need a microphone and get on a stage. That doesn't cost me really anything. Maybe gas money and a drink or something.
Right.
But you're really doing what a lot of filmmakers do, but animation is so much more difficult because, if you wanted to go shoot a live action movie, you could take your DSLR or even your iPhone or whatever, get a couple friends or get a couple actors that might not cost you much, some food and a location, and shoot a film, right? And you could probably do that for $1,000 at the high end of a cheap film. But you're spending thousands to create something that is man, my hats are off to you. Honestly, I can't. You're amazing.
And that's just for 3 minutes, by the way, 3 or 4 minutes. I imagine it'd be way more like a 30-minute thing. I can't even imagine how much that'd be.
Wow, that is amazing. And so, what else do you have in the future besides V.I.P? Do you have other ideas for animated series, stuff like that in your future, or what else do you want to pursue?
Okay, so there is one kind of show. It's not like going to be like animated, but I recently had a friend that had a character, like a possum character. I guess I can show it to you afterwards. That I kind of wish I could make a show out of. I actually did get someone to help me write a script for it. And I'm working on a script that has something like off the side, in between doing these episodes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, as for like if as I want to do it like for a full-time career, I'm not sure. I still gonna do something with more secure, like more technology
Right.
based, at least for right now. And who knows if this goes off, maybe I might do it as like a career or something.
That'd be
Maybe.
awesome. I would love to see this. And where can people find you? Where can they find more of your work and what you're doing and your Patreon? Can you go ahead and just shout that out?
Yeah, I have a DeviantArt, Bruno Max 895. That's where I put like artwork and stuff that either I get someone else to draw or I do. And I also have a Twitter that's I think it's been a while since I used my Twitter. Honestly, it's on there. I
All
think it
right.
was Peter J Man 88, something like. I think it's so.
All right, perfect. And I'll link the Patreon, I'll link your channel and all that stuff into this as well so people can, and then we'll get that out there. Thank you so much for joining me, Jared. I appreciate it. This is awesome. And I wish you nothing but luck because you're doing what a lot of people, wish they could do. So I'm glad that you're hustling and doing it.
Thank you for having me over here, James. I hope to
No
keep
problem.
working with you. You really do great work. I admire you a lot because it's cool.
Thank you. No, I love working with you. This is why I do it. Honestly, is because I love to work with other people. I'm creative, but I don't have all the skills. And you obviously are very creative, and you have skills. And if you don't have the skills, you find somebody to do it. So
Yeah.
I'm 100% appreciated. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you too, James.
All right. Everybody, thanks for watching that episode with Jared Johnson. I hope that you enjoyed it or listening to it if you listen to it, or watching it on YouTube if you watch it on YouTube. But I don't know about you, but that's inspiring to me. Those are one of those stories where it's like this person has a goal, they have a dream, and they're going to work hard at it, and they're going to put in the time, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the money, whatever it takes to accomplish their goal. And I'm telling you right now, that's what a comedypreneur is all about. It's about taking your funny and turning it into money. Now, necessarily right now, he's not making money at it, but in the future, he's gonna be doing something with it. And that's the thing is you gotta hustle right now. You're gonna hustle when there seems to be nothing out there for you. There seems to be no one that wants to pay attention to you. There seems to be no one who's got your back. And that's what you have to do. You still have to hustle. I mean, comedians know this better than anybody. You go up there, you do open mics, you get on stage, you do all this stuff, and there's not always a fan club for you. There's not always people who are cheering you on. Yeah, there's probably your family, your friends who support you, but they're not at every show. They're not coming out and being there at every open mic that you do. And you have to have that fire inside you. You have to have that grind, that hustle. And if you can do that, you can accomplish anything. Because, like I always say, I'm not the smartest. I'm not the funniest. I'm not the best person. I'm not. I literally am not the funniest. I can tell you that right now. Anyone who wants to say, what's this guy know? Hey, guess what? I don't know everything. I'm not the funniest, but guess what? I hustle. I work hard. I will outwork any person, right? And that's what I do. And if you want to go to the top, if you want to make money, if you want to be a comedypreneur, if you want to stop working at wherever you work at, it's the office or, Targets or whatever, or like Jared, you work at Walmart and you want to do something else, you're going to hustle. And that's what it takes. So I hope that this inspires you. I hope that this makes you want to get out there and live your dreams and be a comedypreneur. And if you don't want comedy, then be a dramapreneur or be a whatever kind of person you want to be, sci-fipreneur, whatever it is. Get out there and hustle, man. Make it happen because there's so many stories, so many people that need to tell their story that we all need to hear and see. Don't let someone else stop you. Don't let someone gatekeep you. Don't let someone tell you can't do something. Do it. You can do it. I know that you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm not amazing. I'm not special. I'm not the best in the world, right? But I hustle. You can hustle too, and that makes all the difference. I hope that this inspires you. I hope this helps you. I I know that it does for me, and I thank you guys so much for watching and listening. I appreciate it. I hope that I'm helping you live your dreams, and I hope that you can turn your funny into money. Have a great one. Like, subscribe. Have a great one. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.